Hey everybody, it's Mike Fahey with Toy Time. We're here in the Toy Time studio. We have toys behind us. We have this picture. What's this picture about right here? And what's this hat about? Neither of those are important, except for that. So today we're here to talk about the very first six-person female combiner in Transformers history. Now, there was a three-person female combiner in the Energon Unicron trilogy days, 3 Minicons. It was a repaint of Perceptor. Not important. What we're here to talk about is Victorion. Now, Victorion is the result of a fan-voted combiner contest from last year. She is 6 different robots born in the Sea of Rust, with a will to survive forged in the unstable environment of the Sea of Rust. The Rust Renegades combine to form Victorion, a relentless, resourceful combiner who always finds a way to bring down her targets. Now, as part of the Combiner Wars line, Victorion is basically a set of repaints and slight retoolings. But fans voted on the color scheme, they voted on the vehicles, they voted on her name, origin story, and her attitude. She's appeared in the IDW comics, and now she's available in a $99.99 gift set. Let's go ahead and open this puppy up and see what it looks like. Lovingly presented are the various robots, whose name I will have to use that box to reference later because they're all new. We're going to turn around to the table and play with her there. So here we've got the team assembled. We have the shadows of my hands playing over them here on the toy table. You may notice some other characters here as we go on, some of which I will talk about later. Others of which are in the same line, but aren't really needed for this review. What we have here are the core 6 vehicles. We have Pyrrha Magna, kind of a utility fire truck. Let me bring Pyrrha Magna up here. As with Defensor's main section, whose I always forget the name for, the head is based right here and vaguely hidden, and that's okay. Lots of nice details here. Little Cybertronian writing, it looks like, which is nifty. It's a very long Transformer compared to the rest of them, as you can see. The 2 cars are Dust Up, and notice they all have the same similar kind of a mint green. Originally I thought it was going to be a darker green, but it turns out in real life it is a mint green, more Cybertronian writing. It might not be Cybertronian, of course, but, you know, splitting hairs. Right, sort of Lamborghini thing here going on. This one is Jumpstream. The underbody. Again, all very familiar to Combiner Wars fans. Even more familiar are going to be these 2 here. Skyburst and Stormclash. For these 2, they didn't even bother remolding much of anything. I'm sure the heads will be different, but the main difference here is the paint is a little different. See, orange here, green here, orange here, green here. You kind of mix things up a little bit so you can kind of tell them apart. But for the most part, they're the same robots. And Skyburst and Stormclash, which one is which? We're just going to go either way. This is Rust Dust. Now, Rust Dust in the fiction is responsible for transforming them all into Victorion. They were a set of 6 explorers. There was an artifact in play. Rust Dust grabbed at it and transformed them all, kind of melded them together in Victorion. All this little robot's fault. Look at that guy. Girl. Sorry, I guess woman. Well, we'll see. Also pictured here in the box comes a set of dedicated weapons for each character. All these different component parts here form together into one weapon, and you'll see that when I form Victorion. I'm setting them aside for now, but I love the idea of weapons forming together into a giant weapon. All I want to do is see them turn into a giant weapon. Giant weapon! Also, dedicated hands and feet. They don't have to be interchangeable since this is a gift set, and they're not going to be sold separately. So there's a hand, which is not coming into focus really well at all. There we go. And the feet are the most unique. Look at that. Kind of got a heel thing going on. These are different than any other of the Combiner Wars feet. Again, we have heels, this peg, Actually pivots back and forth, which is a very neat thing. I will go ahead and set these aside again for now. We'll transform these into robots, and then I'll come back and show you each robot. Then we'll form the main event. Here we have the entire female robot team. Starting with the smallest, we have Rust Dust. I believe Rust Dust is a remake of, or a repaint of, Groove or Streetwise. I get them mixed up. This is Rust Dust, kind of a repaint of either Streetwise or Groove. I get them mixed up. But as you can see, tiny little robot. It's a Legends class. Really odd feet. Moving right along, we have Nightbird. And I'm saying Nightbird because that face is totally Nightbird. The actual character is Jumpstream. Jumpstream has kind of a crossbow thing going on there. Very Nightbirdy face. Let's see if we can get it up there. Fans know what I'm talking about. There was a female, kind of a transformer, but not really a transformer from the G1 era, Ninja, and looks really a lot like this. This is Dust Up, more of a defensive robot. Check out her face. A little more female definition there, as you can see. Big eyes. Not that none of them have like an over-pronounced chest. Well, I mean, maybe a little bit here, but nothing overboard. Check out the shield. Kind of a cool blue and silver motif there, which will feed into the main weapon of Victorion when we're done. I like her. I like her a lot. We go on to the helicopter twins. We're calling them helicopter twins, even though not quite twins. I mean, that face is very distinctive. Kind of a protectabot face. Reminds me of one of them with the kind of a sunglasses deal going on there. Big sword. And it is the helicopter, so we have the back with the helicopter planes. I kind of put them up here all the time. A bulky backplate thing going on there. Storm Clash. Then that would make this Skyburst. Yeah, that's Skyburst. There's Skyburst's face. Definitely a female. Kind of a... maybe a Lita 1 going on there? Maybe. Not quite. Also a sword, confusing the matter of the twinsies thing even more. Note that they ask that you turn the propeller one way on this one and the other way on the other one. I went further and had them use their swords in different hands. They're kind of twinsies. And look at their symbols. Their symbols are on different sides. We're twins. We're mirror opposites. Look, they should... Anyway, they're helicopters. There are a lot of helicopters in the Combiner Wars line. And now there are 2 more. Pyrrha Magna with the bulky backpack. One of the cool things here about Pyrrha Magna, the feet peg into the back. Those distinctive feet peg into her back, giving her kind of a regal shoulder harness thing going on here in the back. Very neat. There's her axe, her head. Probably the most female looking of the bunch, I'd say. But very large, very in charge. Very ready to combine into one giant robot. I'm going to go ahead and form them into their component pieces and then assemble Victorion. Okay, so now I've assembled all the parts into their component form, and we're going to go ahead and form Victorion. First we take Pyrrha Magna. Pyrrha Magna here is majestic. We take the helicopters, form the feet. So let's go ahead and get that done. Now, I hate these helicopter blades. I hate them so much. They're sloppy, and I don't like them. One of these is Skyburst, one of them is Slipstream, one of them is Skyburst, one of them is Storm Clash. And you can see we have the same pegs here, and the pegs lock in like so. 1 foot, way too tall for the camera to take pictures of, so let's go ahead and pan up a little. But she has no arms. We kind of need arms. So we have here, this is Dust Up. I think it's Dust Up. Well, we'll find out. Dust Up goes right in here. Let's kind of give the shoulder some leeway here. Dust Up. And good old Jumpstream. Look at the hands, though. Very delicate hands. I'm guessing that was a conscious choice. She's very tall. But there is one more element here. We have to add the chest piece and make sure that we're not losing the legs. The chest piece, and I believe... And here, gathered amongst her friends, is the completed Victorion with her stupid helicopter legs. I do not like the helicopter legs. I do not like the propellers. I think I've been very clear on this. I do not like them at all. Let's get close up on her face here. Her face is very cool, though. I love the blue clear visor effect. I do not like Streetwise, who is not actually Streetwise here, but rather Rust Dust. Getting that chest piece on was a pain in an ass and a half. And if it falls off during this, tough. See, look, the chest piece is already falling off. We're just going to take it off for now. Imagine the chest piece there. I will fix that better for display later on. The last thing to do here is combine the weapon pieces, and we'll do that real quick. We take the axe here. We combine the two sides of the sword, which I believe go here and here. We plug this in here, I think. Is that right? Well, it's close enough to right. And finally, we have the shield, which slides in this peg here. And that is the giant ass sword, which hopefully I have right. Goes right in here, sticks into her hand like this, which strikes me as really dumb, but what are you gonna do? The sword is awesome, but it pegs into the top of her fist, which is weird. There's Victorion. Highly posable. Piece of her weapon fell off. Her chest piece fell off. So if you're going to play with it, I'd really just give up on this one here. You can get it on there to stay. There has to be a way to do it other than posing, but I'm not ready to try again. I'll take some photos in a little bit with her. She is the first female full combiner in Transformers history, and that is a feat. Let's go ahead and zoom in on her face here. She cuts a majestic figure with or without this stupid chest plate. Just imagine it right there. I'm impressed with her enough. Now, Victorion comes in a $99 box set, so she's mostly going to be aimed at collectors. Not a lot of kids are going to want a $99 box set. That could be a good Christmas present. So, standing here like this, once you get the weapon pieces on and the chest plate on, is pretty much the way you're going to go about it. Take her apart, put her together. I like to play with my Transformers. This vexes me. I wish they'd just give me a plastic plate or something instead of trying this. I mean, I admire the attempt. It is a sixth character, but Victorion is a majestic, giant robot woman. And we have to appreciate that. Even if she does have semi-high heels. At least they didn't give her a giant chest. This is Mike Fahey and Victorion. Thanks for watching, everybody.